Jayson E joining us. His session of his title is Using HI to Fight AI, which I thought was absolutely fantastic when I spoke with him. He is the Chief Adversarial Officer. I mean, that's just one of the coolest titles ever. He's been hired as a simulated adversary to rob banks, government facilities, biochemical companies, insert business type here that's got a vulnerability on 5 different continents. There's a lot to talk about in AI, how it works, why it's good or bad, and how much we should worry about it. Jayson's going to show us how illicit artificial intelligence works and how human intelligence can stop it. My friend, take it away, and thank you for joining us. I appreciate it.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so this is just my get ready for it. It's like, so I love that little kitty because it's like, that's the real source of answers you're getting from AI because, and we'll get a little bit more into that because that's a little bit almost on brand, more than we would like. It's like there we go. Oops. And there we go. Okay. So yes, the title of the talk is Using HI to Fight AI. I'm Jayson. A little bit about me, you're supposed to have that bio slide about, this is why you're supposed to listen to me. It's like, you can go to those places to find out about me. I robbed banks on National Geographic once. It's like for a show they did. And then I get on television and talk to reporters and sometimes correct them, like that episode. And it looks like I scream at people, but you'll get a first hand dose of that. And I like riding my motorcycle, doing weird things in weird places. And I like playing Starfield, which is an awesome video game. Sorry, No Man's Sky, but Starfield's been rocking. And there are some websites to go to. The Secure Yeti one, I don't think actually works, but there was a try. So let's get started. I love this quote. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. That is from Arthur C. Clarke, a brilliant man. And what I think the most about it, how it works with us. And when I think about AI, it's like, and I think about this technology and how we keep evolving with our technology, I'm like, the quote hits a little different. Because it's not, we're so enraptured about all this advanced technology, and we think that it's like magic. It's like, I think we chase after these things because magical means we don't really have to deal with it. It's like, it's a magical thing. It's like we had, remember when zero trust was going to save us, or blockchain, or the kill chain, or whatever chain, or whatever. It's like, and we had like, all these different kinds of technologies. It's like we had the endpoint protection that was going to save us. All these different technologies that were advanced, all these 0-day protections, because it's like that's what we're always chasing. And so I created a quote with all due respect to Arthur C. Clarke, but working on his quote, I decided to adjust it a little bit. With any sufficiently common technology is indistinguishable from an attack tool. Because let's be real here for a second. A lot of companies are worried about AI and they're worried about all these advanced 0 days and these advanced attacks. There are literally news articles you can look at right now about university taken down, their whole network taken down for hours and hours on their light bulbs and vending machines. Their light bulbs and vending machines, it's like, because it was the IoT devices. So is your threat model all the different small, dumb, intelligent devices on your network? Because those are some of the things that you have to take care of first. We're so busy trying to talk about, trying to gather the low-hanging fruit. It's like while we're longingly looking at something that's going to pick the fruit from up top. And I'm like over here saying, can we start with the fruit on the ground? Let's pick up the fruit on the ground before we start worrying about the low-hanging fruit. You ain't ready to reach up to grab the low-hanging fruit. It's like, we need to do better than that. And so, and then the other thing is that it's like, when we look at actual AI and how it's being sold right now as something as adversarial, is like, we think about, social engineering. It's like, because that's what I do. And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose my job to social engineering AI, not really, but they're talking about how social engineering is going to be something that is going to advance. It's like AI is going to advance this technology, so many other kinds of attack tools. And I've seen a really great talk by a gentleman named Sidef, who did a talk on AI and using it to actually create an attack tool and find a vulnerability and then find a tool to exploit it, which was really cool. And there was another one I saw in Boston just recently. And it's like, so there are a lot of people working about the tools and how AI is going to advance on that. But quite frankly, it's like, if you look at it, it's like I decided to get straight to the source. So I went to ChatGPT and I said, please give me a valid talking point on why artificial intelligence is inferior to human intelligence. And ChatGPT was nice enough to tell me this whole thing on the right, you see, it's like, but I like this part. Additionally, human intelligence is deeply rooted in emotional intelligence and social awareness, which AI often lacks. We can empathize, understand human emotions, and navigate complex social interactions with ease. AI, on the other hand, lacks genuine emotional and consciousness, making it less equipped to handle tasks that require empathy, interpersonal skills, or ethical decision making. While AI continues to advance rapidly, it is essential to acknowledge that it remains limited in its capacity to replicate the breadth and depth of human intelligence, particularly in terms of common sense reasoning, emotional understanding, and adaptability in unpredictable situations. And unpredictable situations, it's like interpersonal skills, ethical decision making, emotional and genuine consciousness. It's like, aren't those all required from an employee? It's like being able to deal with all those things. So maybe instead of trying to go and grasp this AI solution, maybe we can start, here's a crazy thought, investing in our employees, actually making sure that our humans are not the weakest link of the way it appears, but actually investing in their training and putting time and effort into educating them and making them not security aware. Security aware is ridiculous. That is another buzzword. Helping improve their situational awareness. And I'm not just talking for the workplace. I'm talking for just in general, helping make them more aware of their surroundings, make them more conscious of, just because you assume this is a safe area, try to keep your eyes open, try to question, and we welcome you questioning. We welcome you contacting us. It's like when you find an issue, if you find something suspicious, don't talk yourself out of it saying that, oh, it's not going to be important. We want you to actually contact us if you see something suspicious. Promote that situational awareness. It's like, that's what we need to do. And I hear so many people say, but it costs so much to train employees. It's like, getting all these different exercises and doing security awareness posters. And oh my gosh, we have a whole month on security awareness. It's like, we had to come up with at least 3 different newsletters for that. It's like, I hear all that and I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Do we understand the cost of training AI? It's like, and I'm not just talking about the money cost. Yeah, that may be cheaper, but think about how AI is being. Did you realize that AI is being trained with humans? AI is just taking input from what people are giving it. And a lot of these people are being, they're not being compensated. They're not really making a great living out of doing this, which makes it cheap and, helpful. But what about the long term? AI is still flawed, and you end up paying excessively in more ways than one by neglecting your employee education. You keep trying to rely on AI. AI is still being trained by humans. Humans are supposedly, the way that we like to think about it, are always going to be flawed. It's like, but I think that they learn. It's like, yes, there's always going to be flaws, but yes, you can learn and learn from those mistakes and do better and improve and get better. And I think you can do that faster than what you would need when you're implementing AI. So, I mean, I think that's an issue. And that is something that we got to address. And I know what you're saying. You're saying it's like, okay, we know it's broken and the human issue isn't going away. So how do we fix it? Well, that's where I wanted to start getting more on situational awareness, because I think situational awareness is greater than security awareness. Security awareness, the way that we frame it in information security and with our employees, is that we frame security awareness as it has everything to do with just information security. It just has to do with, these are our policies. Be careful of phishing emails. Be careful of stranger danger in the workplace. Be careful of unknown links sent to you or unknown packages or things of that nature. It's like, and we explain those things from a company compliance standpoint, but we don't take a moment to actually create a relationship with our employees to say, hey, here are some tips on how to avoid scams at home. There's a lot of scams going on with Instagram and on TikTok and Facebook Marketplace. Here are the top 5 common scams on all those social media apps. And here's what you can do about that. Have you sent a flyer out to your an email out to your company wide telling them, it's like, these are some of the steps you can do if you think that your social media accounts are compromised. If you think that you're getting what to do, it's like when you're getting too much spam email at home. It's like how to filter it out, how to discern that it's actually a scam. It's like when you do things like that, it looks like you're not that. What does that have to do with my company? I'm not telling them to worry about the stuff on the company. What you're doing is building a better situationally aware employee. You're letting the employee know that you actually are not just looking at them as a potential suspect, but you see them as what they really are, which is, in all honesty, part of your security team. They are part of your security team. They just don't know it because you haven't treated them like they were. But they are. They're the best IDS system you're ever going to get. They are the best intrusion detection system ever created because they do the same task day in and day out for their job. They're the first one that's going to recognize when something unusual is occurring or something out of the ordinary happens. But did you give them an extension to call when that occurs? Did you give them an email address to forward that suspicious email to report it to? Did you give them a number to report when someone is asking them to do something on their computer or someone tries to follow them in through the door? If not, then yeah, that's on you. That's on you for not doing that. It's like you can't blame the employee. So what we need to do is understand that right now, we as humans are just programmed to see the world at a glance. I did a Google search for insects with, leaves. It's like, camouflage as leaves because we just look and make an instant snap judgment. How many people have arrived at their house or work or school or someplace that they go to regularly, and all of a sudden they realize and they have to take a moment, did I go through the stoplight? Did I hit the stop sign? How did I get here? Because your brain was on not cruise control. Your brain understood the assignment. It knew that this is what was going on. It knows to take everything at a glance. So it let you focus on other tasks because your whole mindset, just human nature, the way our brains work, we're able to make snap judgments. If someone would have pulled out, you would have instantly been brought into the fore and you would have responded. It's like, but the thing is, if that's not going to happen and it's just a regular boring, why bother actually tasking all of it? Just like when I just make a general statement of, the insects with leaves, did you really look at all the pictures and see the frog disguised as a leaf? It's like, because we take just a thing at a glance and we say, okay, that's what it is, when sometimes it's not. And in information security and in hacking and just crime 101, that's also helpful. Employees are programmed to take certain people coming in and out of their workplace for granted. FedEx guys, USPS, UPS. It's like DHL, whatever. It's like all these people, but also if you work with money, like at a Walmart, maybe you're expecting every Thursday at 3:00 the guy to show up to get the money, the daily profits or whatever, the money transfer at a certain time. So he's 30 minutes early, looks like he's in the right uniform, so you give him the $75,000. True story. When the guy who was supposed to be there 30 minutes later was not happy. It's like, so, and look at these people across the pond. It's like, you got to hand it to them. They literally, this is a robbery going down. And and look at that. That's an armored car. They did it on wheels. It's like they went mobile with their crime spree. It's like, so they didn't just hit one spot. They were doing the rounds and they were hitting all of them. And it's like, and they were also looking the pattern, doing the program. I robbed a bank once, and the only thing that got me in was I went straight to the vendor check-in list paper at the teller line, and I signed in with a fake name, a fake company, a fake phone number, saying that I was there to work on the electricity because they've been having brownouts in that city. And sure enough, it's like they let me through the whole area. I was able to plug in a malicious device because I fit the pattern. It's like I did a bank robber. Someone's going to rob you. Who's going to come in with a ski mask and a shotgun, not a clipboard and a work shirt. It's like in some devices. Except for nowadays, it's like when most of the money that you're making and transferring is online, not in the real world. That's going to change, and it is changing. So this is the part where it's like you obviously realize I'm not trying to sell you anything. Because this is where I just, start dropping the truth bombs and let them go and let them fly. And so sorry, not sorry. Let's get started. The truth for the employees, it's like you need to improve. We're not waiting. We don't want you to be paranoid, Kat, It's like, but right now, employees have this attitude where, oh, I'm supposed to do security? Excuse me, you don't pay me enough, okay? It's like, it's 2023. I'm quietly quitting already. It's like, that's not part of my job. It's like, you want me to do an extra job, security's job, then you got to pay me. No, that's not how it works, okay? Security has always been a part of your job. It's like, if your job at a company was a delivery driver, then your job is to drive and deliver packages. Does that mean your job is also not to make sure your van is locked when you go to the restroom? Well, I mean, like, except for Amazon, but it's like when you go and make a stop at a gas station or something, you're supposed to secure the vehicle. You realize as an employee, as the delivery driver, you're supposed to wear a seatbelt. You're supposed to obey all the traffic laws. You are made to actually use the turn signals. It's like they don't want you driving in a dangerous manner. They put monitoring equipment in the vehicle and also maybe a thing on the back so they can someone can report it. All these things are necessary, and you accept those extra tasks because it is part of your original task of being the delivery driver. Van, computer, both company equipment. There's only one difference. If a delivery driver wrecks because of their inattention and their misuse of the equipment, the van, and they get into an accident and they total that van, the company is out about $60,000, maybe $100,000 in some of the new fancy little electric vans, right? And you know what? that driver is probably going to be let go or get a stern talking to, and probably going to get reassigned. Okay, at the very minimum, get reassigned, probably most likely let go. An employee with the equipment of an actual computer, they can click on an email and cost the company $358 million as target. Okay. It's like, and that wasn't even their fault. That was an HVAC company that they had a trust relationship that actually did that. So you need to let your employees know that security is part of their job responsibility. When they are given that piece of equipment, they are responsible for making sure that it is taken care of. And for executives and InfoSec, it's like, I'm sorry, you know, not sorry again, but guess what? The biggest problem we have in this industry is you. I mean, straight up, it's like that is our biggest. It's like it's really fun to blame the users, but it's basically y'all, because I mean, we got information security and management so tied up in PCI compliance and regulations. And I'm like, I love the Cheeto is my representation of PCI compliance, because I call PCI compliance Schrodinger's compliancy. I mean, am I wrong? Look at the news articles for the last decade. Every company that's been breached, look in the article and you will find they were PCI compliant. So every company is always PCI compliant till they're not. So Schrodinger's compliancy, they're compliant and not compliant at the same time. It's like until it's proven. And so we keep focusing on that. And I'm like, maybe instead of trying to worry about just all the regulations and all the different kinds of future threats and 0 days and check marks that you got to get out, why not work on the foundation? I know one of the biggest problems with the foundation that a company has is it's ugly. It's like I've seen a lot. I mean, if you're old like me, you know, you remember the TV show Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. It's like if you're just as old, you remember, you know, MTV Cribs. That was before MTV was that. No, actually, I think MTV was still actually playing music videos back in the day during that time. It's like, but you see those shows, you never see the person walking you through their crib going, oh, and come and check out the basement. Look at the concrete pour on this. And they like all the rebars are like lined up. No, it's hard work. It's ugly. It's like, but if you don't have a good foundation, that house is going to fall. And what's a good foundation for a company and their network and their security? Asset management, maybe patch management. You got 0 day protection and zero trust model using AI detection for your intrusion detection system going to your Splunk device. That's great. What's your asset management? Do you know when I plug a device into your computer and get a network and get an IP address? If you don't know that, you're going to have a bad day. It's like, I don't care about all the other stuff. Do you have a proper patch management system in place? And if you don't have asset management figured out and patch management figured out, trust me, it's like you really don't have to worry that much about, 0 days coming after you. It's like that's not your biggest concern. And management, it's like this is one of the best advice I can give to you, okay? Be the bad guy. It's like the employees are saying stuff behind your back anyway. Give them permission. Send, like this week or next week, send out a memo company-wide stating, dear employees, we would like to let you know as a way to help you say no to people asking for things that are not authorized. Allow us to be the person that's causing the problem. Let them know that if you do that, that there will be repercussions. It's like you can say that you'll get fired. You can say that you'll be written up. You can tell them that you would like to do it, as long as you don't. It's like, let them make you the bad guy. I want to be an employee where I can go in and I'm walking through the front door and someone tries to come in behind me and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I would love to let you in. I'm a gentleman. It's like, of course I would let you in. It's like, you look adorable. Why not? It's like, come on in. But management, man, it's like they sent out this memo and it's like, and my main report, Bob, what an a-hole. It's like he's waiting to write me up. And there's all these security cameras around. If I let you in, it's like, I'm probably going to get fired. You're going to get written up and in trouble. And I don't want you to get in trouble. You don't want me to get in trouble. Why don't I send you to security so you can get the proper badge and everything, and you can get in? I don't mind helping you out that way. I just can't let you in because, you know, I don't want to lose my job, and you don't want me to lose my job, and I don't want you to lose your job, and you don't want to lose no one wants to lose their job. Let's go and take care of that. Oh, I would love to let you plug a device in to my computer. You seem legit with your USB audits, but unfortunately, we got a memo saying that we can't let anybody work on our computers without prior authorization from the help desk. We could lose our job on that. And look at that. See that person over there, Bob? It's like, man, he's waiting for me to mess up. He's probably already clocked you. He's probably already contacted security. It's like, I can't let you plug it in until I get authorization from help desk. But I got their extension. I'll call them right now. We'll clear it up, and I'll be able to plug that in. Hey, where are you going? What's going on? Okay, bye-bye. It's like, you do that. When you see an email coming in, it's like, that looks a little suspicious. It would be easier to send it to security and make it their problem first and let them tell me if it's good or not before I respond to it. When we make that happen, we give them permission to not have to be polite, to literally let them say, I don't want to be the bad guy, so I'm making the management the bad guy. And I'm telling you, with AI, being an expert in the field is easy these days. Knowing how to explain and teach it to others well, that's the same as it ever was, okay? We get here, and it's like, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. That's from Albert Einstein. Information security, we love to be technical. We love to tell you about all the different kinds of algorithms and, TCP, IP, OP, whatever. We got so many acronyms, I get them mixed up sometimes, right? We've got so many ways to show you how smart we are and how you're not doing things right. Maybe explain it like it's someone who's not in your field. I have been to so many security conferences and hacker conferences and had someone get on the stage who was a brilliant expert in their field. It's like, she was like able to like do all this coding with AI. I mean, that's when I saw in Boston. She was amazing at doing all that. It's like, I've seen other speakers that were like amazing with like doing an exploit and just uncovered a 0-day. I leave that talk and I'm like, yeah, I know it was a good talk because I didn't understand any of it. It's like, when you give a talk and you're tailoring it to make sure people understand how smart you are and how dumb they are or what a liability they are, you're wasting everybody's time. You've got to make it where they can relate to it. You've got to make it where they can explain it. It's like, and I have to tell you this right now. I want you to steal this next slide, do a screenshot, do a print screen, and make it better tailored for you because, I may have not done the best, but one of the things, the way I say this is because I talk about relations. I talked about the delivery driver, and I talked about how we understood that, and you instantly related that. I've never been a delivery driver, but that's relatable because I understand what it is. I rely on them a lot. It's like, so I understand that. I drive a car a lot. It's like, I've got the speeding tickets to prove it, okay? It's like, but if you put a gun to my head and you told me to change the spark plugs, or you said that I had to answer honestly if there was a carburetor in the car or not, because I remember they used to be carburetors, but for some reason I don't know if there's still carburetors in cars anymore. I don't know if they need them because of the. I don't know. It doesn't make me an idiot. It's just the car does what I want it to do. Period. So when something's wrong with it, I go to a mechanic. I don't go to a mechanic to hear all about the carburetor combustion and what I'm doing. No, I look. Raise your hand because I can't see it. It's okay. So just think about it. If you've ever had to go to a mechanic and you literally start mimicking the sound from your vehicle so they could get a better understanding of what the problem was. That was our level of communication. That is how much we know about vehicles. That's how much I know, because when it goes to flutter, it's like I don't know what to do with it. It's like I think it's like because it goes when I'm trying to get it, and there's a clunk sound when I'm trying. Yes, I have been able to do that, and the professional was able to go and say, "Okay, I know what that's probably going to be. We'll take a look at it," and they were able to fix it. So find a topic and a way to relate computers, which seem to be like the unknowables to most people working with them, because it does what they want it to do, which is fine. But for some reason, we stigmatize it if they don't know more and make it relatable to something else. Like this. This should be given on the first day of every employee, new hires training. It's like you're given company equipment like a car. A computer is just like a car in these scenarios. You should never let anyone work on, try to put anything in, or take anything from your equipment, car, computer, etc., without having received previous notification from a trusted source saying that this was going to occur, who was doing it, and you verify the person doing it is the one you were notified of. I mean, if you go to the employee parking lot and you see someone at your company car and they're trying to take something from your car or put something in under the hood, you cool with that? Is that something you're just going to be like, oh, okay, and they're going to just say, oh yeah, I was the mechanic hired by the company where we were supposed to put this in for you. It's a new device to help with the make your car go more efficient and stuff, so don't worry about it. And you're just going to write that off. No. Then why do we let that happen when someone comes in and they want to plug a device in, or they send you or you find a USB on the ground and you're like, let me plug that in and see what it does. It's like, it's the same thing once you think of it as just like a car, just something that you can relate to. Number two, you should never respond to notes, packages, emails without taking a moment to ascertain the legitimacy of the sender and the contents. Never interact with suspicious packages, click links or open attachments that have been sent to you, especially if you weren't expecting one from the sender, without verifying it out of band. Now, two things on here. It's like, if you go to the parking lot to go to your company car and there's a cardboard box on it and it says in crayon from the CEO, important stuff, it's like, please open immediately. Are you going to open that? Are you going to, oh yeah, that looks legit. It's like my CEO would do something like that. I don't know why it's ticking, but sure, I'll do it. It's like, I'll open it. No, we're not going to do that. And you say, well, that's a really bad analogy. I have seen people send emails, obviously not from the CEO, but assuming the identity of the CEO, get $3,000 in iTunes gift cards from another department head of a company. So yes, cardboard box and crayon on brand. Okay. It's like those things happen. And when I say out of band, I want you to understand these computers that we walk around with. I mean, you think that's like it's just good for taking pictures of your food for Instagram or watching TikTok, but guess what? They make phone calls. You can I know I'm sorry. I know there's some people who are cringing right now because I'm saying that you'd have to actually call someone and talk to them via phone. But it doesn't hurt to actually call the person who supposedly sent you that email and you asked them, hey, I got this suspicious email. Was this you? It's like, or did you know that your account might be compromised or somebody's using your identity to send malicious emails? I just want to be safe, and I want to make sure you're safe. And so I just thought you'd want to know, and I just wanted to make sure, because if it is the dancing kitty, video that you say in the link, I'm definitely going to open it if it's legit. But you don't usually send me these since you're the CFO of the company, and I just wanted to make sure that it was from you. And it's like, okay, thank you. It's like, and that's it. That's all it takes. So while you have other responsibilities in carrying out the role you were hired for, remember that maintaining the security of your equipment and operating it in a safe manner within company guidelines is one of the major responsibilities you were given on day one, and staying secure is one of the things required for your continued employment. You lock the car, the delivery van, or the car when you go out of it to go to the gas station. You lock your computer when you go up to get a print job or go to a meeting or go to a conference call. It's like you do those things as well. It's like, or if you leave and you don't leave it like just at Starbucks, it's like, and just go to the restroom with it unlocked, because I have pictures of that, and that's always sad. So let's go and get into that, because I believe that I try to make it quick. I was shooting for 15 or 20 minutes, which is the reason why I got in early at 40. So I'm glad.
Outstanding, my friend. Outstanding. If anyone wants to toss a question into the Q&A or chat, we have Jayson for a few more minutes. Or like a slide said, we could awkwardly sit here in silence and stare at each other.
I'm
cool.
good either way.
Yeah,
I'm all
me
about
too.
the awkward. It's like, and also you can reach out to me. It's like, I don't mind answering questions. It's like, that's the main reason why I do this, is to help educate. I like to create these kind of discussions. It's like, not because I'm saying that I've got the answer for it. It's because I want people to realize we need to think about it and talk about it and start working on it. That's the key.
That's amazing. And, thematically, that's why we put this day together. We want everyone in our ecosystem to know that shoulder to shoulder, we win. We don't win if we're fragmented. We don't win if we're trying to highlight a minor piece of a broader problem. We win when we shine a light in the dark corners.
100%.
I don't see any questions coming in. I will thank you, the speaker, who did an amazing job. I will thank our attendees for attending. It's been an amazing day with everybody. Stay tuned to us. We will be sending out some takeaway materials. We're going to follow up on the Q&A. There's some questions that didn't get addressed. And again, I will tell you that together we win. Keep fighting, stay strong, and stay safe, everybody. Thank you, my friend. Take care of yourself. Bye, everyone.